corner. Galvin pulling it across. This kick by Sansom, in goes Aldridge, and Houghton! 1-0!
I can't actually remember. I remember how I felt when I found out I was in the squad. Obviously leading up to it, squads have changed. Like, I don't think there was ever the exact same squad that had been in each phase. So you're always worried. You don't know. Obviously you want to be in it. Maybe some part of you expects to be in it, but there's that little bit of uncertainty. So when I did find out, I was delighted. I mean, we'd spent the bones of a year, coming up to 2 years, like preparing for that, like going through the different stages. I'd missed a lot of school, which obviously I didn't mind. I was in fifth year at the time, and I actually chose to repeat fifth year because the World Cup was on in September, which would have been the first month of my actual sixth year in school. So I chose to repeat fifth year, but it was just like being able to say, like, even before the tournament, that you were going to represent your country in a World Cup. There's not that many Irish people that can say that at any level, in any sport really. So it was just unbelievable. And I think at that age I was 16, so I don't think at that time I really thought too much into it. But obviously now it's 10 years ago this year. It's mad to think that as a 16-year-old, I went to Trinidad and Tobago to represent Ireland in a World Cup in soccer. Like, it's unheard of. Obviously, we'd always backed ourselves, even from the build-up. Our first ever meet-up as the under-17s. We had our first round in Slovenia in preparation for all of that. Noel and Harry, the managers at the time, were always like, why are we here? And the first time they ever asked us that question, we were like, obviously to play soccer, to represent our country. But they were like, no, what is our main goal? And from the very first day we met up that summer, it was like our main goal was firstly to qualify and to win a medal in the European. So obviously we managed to do that. We got to the European final, finished second, where the top three qualified for the World Cup. From there, then we had said to ourselves that we weren't just going to take part. Obviously, as an Irish mentality, that's just not what we do. We were wanting to get the best out of ourselves and first and foremost get out of the group, which we managed to do. We lost our first game against Brazil 2-1. But we managed to go on and beat Canada and Ghana then, and that meant we qualified for the quarterfinal, which was absolutely amazing. As 16, 17-year-old kids, obviously we were out in the sun, we were playing football, we were off school. We just wanted to be there as long as we could, and obviously once we qualified out of the group stages, that meant we were there for an extra few days, and it was just unbelievable. No, so I roomed with Jess Gleeson. She's playing with Shelburne now. She's from Waterford. When we were younger, she played her club football with Tramore, who played in the Wexford League. So I played with North End and Kirklow United at the time, and we had played against each other, but we were also on Gaynor Cup teams together. From we were like 12 or 13, so we were well familiar with each other at that stage, and we'd been roommates from every single camp we'd been in. So we were comfortable around each other, and from there we went on to be teammates. Not only with Ireland but with Wexford Youths as well, so we were well used to each other, and we got on very well, so I suppose I couldn't really have asked for better at that time. I don't really remember too many opponents, but if you look at the teams we played against Brazil, we played against Ghana, we played against Canada, and then Japan. Unfortunately, they knocked us out in the quarterfinal stage. But in terms of a player that was always consistent and always hardworking, and you always knew exactly what you were going to get from them, I have to say Denise O'Sullivan, and she's continued that on since we were underage. For me, she was always the first player on the team sheet, and you look at her now, she's flying on the world stage. With the Courage out in the US. She's been their MVP for 2 seasons in a row. For the Irish team, you see her for such a small girl. She puts her weight about, and you give her that ball and the sticks to her like glue. And from what I remember, she's always been like that from we were 15, 16-year-olds. And she's just worked on that, and she's just went from strength to strength, and she's continuing to grow, and she's got a lot more to come from her as well. Obviously with football in Ireland, it's small in terms of the National League. You play against each other, anyone that's still playing, and over the years there was a lot of players from that squad that were based in Ireland. But definitely, if you look at the amount that have come through the senior team at any given point, there's a huge number of players from that squad of 21 that have represented Ireland at senior level, which is unbelievable. And there's a lot that have been in, but then you've also got others that have gone on to do fantastic things outside of football. And obviously with everything that's going on at the minute, you have to look at the likes of Siobhan Killeen, Ciara Grant, Dora Gorman, Jennifer Byrne. They're all in medicine. And then you've got Emma Hansbury, who's gone on to do physio. You've got Niamh McLaughlin, who also went on to do physio. So in terms of outside of football, what they're doing is fantastic. And obviously we're all friends with each other on social media. And if we do see each other kind of in normal life, it is nice to see them and say hello. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a match ball. I did have a match ball from the European Championships, and I have obviously our silver medal from that. But as soon as you walk into my house, the first thing you see is a framed Ireland jersey of mine, and it's actually from the Under-17 World Cup. So it's my number 13 jersey. It's got signatures of all the staff, all the players, and then underneath it, it's got some pictures. So it's got 2 individual shots of me playing. I think there's 2 against Japan, and then there's the whole squad picture as well. So it's definitely something that I'll never forget. And obviously anyone that comes into the house, they have a good look at that as well. And it's nice just to have it on show, because as I said, I've had a few Ireland jerseys since then, and hopefully I will have more. But for me, definitely from my underage, that's something that I'll never forget. And I was actually looking at pictures recently. I can't believe it was 10 years ago, to be honest.